Imagine this. You're a warrior, maybe the best there is. You're on a battlefield, ready for this huge, decisive conflict. But then you look across, and the enemy, well, it's not just soldiers. It's your family, your teachers, everyone you know lined up against you. That's Arjuna. This isn't just war, it's Yona. It's a fundamental clash between loyalty and duty, a moment that really tests who you are. Welcome to the deep dive. Today, we're really getting into that moment. We're using bits from Arjuna's dilemma, kinship and conflict, to look closely at two key verses, our goal, to kind of give you a shortcut to understanding why this ancient problem was so relevant, why it's such a powerful test. So yeah, let's dive in.
Yeah, absolutely. We're seeing Arjuna right on the edge, aren't we? This battle isn't just about a kingdom. It's about his whole sense of self. The sources, they really paint this picture of incredible intensity. Yeah. He's not just getting ready for a fight. He's preparing to face, his own people, his mentors, his blood relatives. It's this incredibly charged moment. Everyone on the other side has a history with him, a relationship that existed long before this war. We're talking about a clash between his dharma, his duty, his righteousness as a warrior, and his moha, this really deep personal attachment he feels.
It's way beyond just tactics or strategy. It's a full-blown moral crisis, an emotional one too. Mm-hmm. And the sources, they jump right into this. Verse 33, the first one we're looking at, says, "Those for whose sake we desire kingdom, enjoyments, and happiness, they are all standing here in battle, prepared to give up their lives and wealth." I mean, that just cuts right to the bone, doesn't it?
Right.
What's the immediate paradox there?
Oh, it's huge. This verse, it just lays bare this profound irony. It's tragic, really. Look, Arjuna wants a kingdom, happiness, all these things that usually bring people together, right? Yeah. Families, communities. But now chasing those very things means fighting the exact people he'd want to share them with. It's completely backward. Very reason for his fight is standing opposite him. Like the foundation is just crumbling. He wants to win, yeah, but winning means possibly destroying the people who give that victory any meaning. It's this agonizing loop.
Right. So the whole point of the war power, prosperity, whatever, it kind of dissolves when you see who you have to defeat. It challenges the entire purpose. And that phrase, prepare to give up their lives and wealth, that adds another layer, doesn't it?
It does. It shows this isn't just some minor disagreement. The other side is absolutely resolute, committed. They're ready to sacrifice everything. They aren't just showing up reluctantly. They believe in their cause just as much as Arjuna believes in his.
So they're dug in.
Completely. Yeah. Which makes Arjuna's pain so much worse because he knows it won't be easy. He's not facing cowards. He's facing people equally determined, equally willing to die. And these are people he loves, people he respects. Victory, if it comes, will be incredibly costly in human terms. The sources really stress this dedication on both sides. It mirrors his own warrior code, but it's aimed right back at him.
Wow, yeah. That makes the tragedy feel even deeper. As you're listening, maybe think about those times. Those moments in your own life, maybe, where something you really wanted or felt you had to do put you at odds with someone you cared about. Maybe a career move or a belief you hold strongly. That feeling, that difficult choice, Arjuna's feeling that, but magnified like 1,000 times.
Exactly. It's that internal conflict scaled up to epic proportions. He sees his goals turning to dust, even if he achieves them at this cost.
Okay, so Verse 33 sets up this big emotional picture, this tension between his duty, his dharma, and his attachments, his moha. But then the sources make it incredibly specific, almost painfully so. The next verse, it doesn't just say those people, it names the relationships.
Precisely. That's verse 34. It shifts from the sort of philosophical pain to the intensely personal. It says, teachers, fathers, sons, grandfathers, maternal uncles, fathers-in-law, grandsons, brothers-in-law, and other relatives are also here. Mm-hmm. See, it's not just family. It's this detailed breakdown. It leaves absolutely no room for him to think of them as abstract enemies.
Okay, let's unpack that list. Because each one carries so much weight, right?
Yeah.
Culturally, emotionally, starting with teachers. What's the significance of fighting your teacher, your guru, in that world?
Oh, it's immense. The sources show us that teachers, especially gurus, were revered. Sometimes even more than parents. They weren't just instructors. They were spiritual guides. They shaped your mind, your character. They led you out of ignorance. So the idea of fighting them, maybe even killing them, it's almost unthinkable. It breaks this sacred bond of respect and gratitude, goes against like the fundamental order of things.
So it's challenging the person who made him who he is.
Exactly. It's like attacking his own foundations.
Yeah.
The guilt, the societal judgment,
Wow,
it would be massive.
that's heavy. Okay, then it lists fathers, grandfathers, figures of authority, tradition.
Absolutely. Patriarchs, elders, they represent lineage, wisdom, the family structure itself. To fight them, that's challenging the very basis of respect and order. Raising a weapon against your father or grandfather, it's practically parricide in concept, a total violation. The sources emphasize these are the keepers of heritage. Fighting them is like cutting yourself off from your own past. It's profoundly disrespectful.
And then it flips to the future. Sons, grandsons. That must be just gut-wrenching.
This is where it gets almost unbearable, doesn't it? Your own children, your grandchildren, your direct line, your legacy. Facing them in battle. It signifies a complete breakdown, a self-inflicted destruction of your family's future, the sheer horror of potentially harming your own offspring in war. It's a kind of suffering that goes beyond battle itself. It's destroying your own continuation.
It turns the protector into the potential destroyer.
Of their own blood, yes.
Yeah.
It twists the natural order completely.
You know, what really strikes me here is how comprehensive this list is. It's not just the immediate family.
That's a really key point. It goes on. Maternal uncles,
Yeah.
fathers-in-law, brothers-in-law, and other relatives.
Right.
It covers the whole network. Ties through marriage, the extended family, your mother's side, your spouse's side, all of it. In the society depicted in the sources, these bonds were incredibly strong. They held the community together. So what it means is pretty much every important relationship Arjuna has, teachers, elders, children, in-laws, cousins, is represented on that battlefield.
It's his entire social world.
Right. It's a total dismantling of his personal universe. The enemy isn't some other. It's a reflection of his own life, his own identity.
And that feels like the real aha moment the sources are driving at, the sheer weight of this list. It takes the opponent from being an abstract idea or even just a rival group and makes it, well, everyone who matters. It makes the choice seem almost impossible. How do you choose duty when this is the cost? It's the ultimate clash, isn't it? Dharma versus moha.
Absolutely. And it pushes you, the listener, to think, right, what would it actually mean to be asked to potentially sever every single important tie, teachers, elders, kids, the whole extended family for some cause, even a kingdom? How does that change how you think about sacrifice?
Yeah.
It's not just giving up land or wealth. It's facing the possible destruction of your inner world, your identity wrapped up in those relationships.
It's a psychological war before a single arrow flies.
Precisely. It's an almost unbearable weight.
Yeah, it really highlights how much our identities are tied up with the people around us. Fighting them is, in a weird way, fighting yourself. You could maybe think of modern parallels, like a CEO having to lay off friends, family to save a company, or a leader whose policies hurt their own community for some greater good. The scale is different, sure, but that core conflict, duty versus personal connection, it echoes, doesn't it?
It really does. And when you put these two verses together, the depth of Arjuna's crisis just becomes crystal clear. Verse 33 asks, why chase these goals if it means destroying the very people they're for? That's the emotional core, the clash between ambition and love. Then verse 34 makes that abstract pain concrete, excruciatingly specific, that those people become named relationships, every single one that matters. So the sources are showing us the foundation of his crisis. Dharma, his duty as a warrior, versus moha, his deep binding love and attachment.
Duty says fight, love says stop.
Exactly. And it's not a simple right versus wrong. It's two powerful fundamental values tearing him apart, forcing him to question everything, his purpose, his existence.
And that's where it becomes universal, I think. This isn't just some old story. Our deep dive into these verses, it really shows this fundamental human struggle, right? When what you want most or what you feel you must do puts you against the people you cherish. It forces us to think about how the things we desire might require us to challenge the very foundations of who we are, who we love. It's more than just a warrior's tale. It's about being human. So what's the takeaway for us, maybe, beyond the battlefield context? Well, maybe consider how often our connections, our kinship, our affections, the things that ground us can also be the biggest hurdles, especially when duty calls or ambition stirs, or even when we face a difficult truth about ourselves or others.
Yeah.
What does it really mean to face the people you want the world for, knowing they're prepared to risk everything against you?
Lives and wealth.
Right. It's a question that lingers, doesn't it? Long after you stop thinking about the battle itself, makes you really ponder where your own loyalties would fall.